Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Thank you so very much for being here and joining me for another segment of Talking Tech with Ty. Today is our community series where we speak with individuals who are providing resources and support to those who are interested in upskilling and reskilling themselves so that they can transform themselves personally and professionally. Joining me today is Patrick Kazadi, and I'd like to go ahead and introduce Patrick. He is not only just a community member, but he is my colleague and a friend. And just a quick side note, we met in college many moons ago where I was in an undergrad program and he was in a grad program at the University of Nebraska Lincoln. Go Huskers.
Go Huskers.
So,
Hey,
Patrick, go ahead and introduce yourself.
thanks for having me today. My name is Patrick Kazadi. I'm originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo in the heart of Africa. And I've been in the US about 20 some years and went to University of Nebraska Lincoln. And I am the product of all intersections of people in the community that have helped me be who I am today. I am today a father, husband, and I'm also um, a service of enterprises, bringing them solutions and value and helping them acquire very, very talented people in the IT world.
Thank you so much for that intro, Patrick. It's great to have you here. So, as Patrick mentioned, he is the enterprise account manager at Per Scholas, and he is also a learner with Hiring Our Heroes. So, he doesn't fit into the other boxes of our series because not only is he a learner, but he also is helping to provide people with opportunities in job training and upskilling, reskilling boot camp. So that's why it made sense that he would be on our community series. Now, as I mentioned, Patrick was a learner in the Hiring Our Heroes job training program. So I do believe that that is for military service people and their spouses to assist them in transition. Could you tell us a little bit more about that organization and your experience, Patrick?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually a fellow in a program where I heard of the program through a friend of mine transitioning from being in the Marine Corps and getting into the civilian world. He had told me about it, and it really urged me to look into that opportunity, which I did. You know, getting connection through friends and learning through the experiences was really had an impact in me, and I was curious about the organization. I got in there and saw what they did, and what they did is fantastic. It's really helping our servicemen um, as they are transitioning from the military to the civilian world. It's also helping the spouses, and I'm actually a military spouse. So my wife is in the greatest navy in the world, and it gave me the opportunity to actually apply into this program, and I got in. And the minute I got in, and it was pretty clear to me that it's going to be hands on, and the program managers were absolutely fantastic, and they helped me through navigating, relearning skills of working in corporate America, and also learning how to interview again, and meeting the corporate partners, and really just reacclimating me to going back to the workforce.
Wonderful. And before we move any further, shout out to Patrick's lovely wife. Hi, India Kazadi.
Hi, India. I know she's watching. So yeah,
That's right. So we got to make sure we shout her out. And you mentioned that your wife is an active duty service member in the Navy. So she's a part of, like you said, the greatest Navy in the world, his words. So, as her spouse, you had access to this program, Hiring Our Heroes. Now, when did you do Hiring Your Heroes? Because as we know, we have just started the third year of a COVID influenced world in our COVID
yeah,
influence era. So a lot of people have been transitioning more than they ever have in the past 25, 30 years. So when did you join or apply for Hiring Our Heroes? Give us a
yeah.
timeline.
Actually, my wife is a reservist, and
Oh, reservist. My
yeah,
apologies.
yeah, no, no worries. Um, so that came about, while like right just after COVID started. Um, I was an entrepreneur then, and in financial coaching industry and thriving. And COVID came about, and you disrupted the world that we live in.
Hmm.
And at that moment, I knew that some changes needed to happen, and
Yes.
I took a step back, and it wasn't working.
Hmm.
And it also gave me time to really focus on my family while I was and during that time. But I knew that I needed to eventually get back to work, get back to corporate America, and go back and do to work, not just to go to work, but to go to work to actually have a deeper impact. And so that is why I found this organization that after going through the Iron Heroes um, fellowship, I landed literally into what I consider one of the greatest opportunities that happened to me. Per Scholas. Per Scholas gave me the opportunity to do two things: enter the nonprofit world, but also being in IT sales. So and that's those are the two worlds that I always wanted to be in. And and when I landed there, and when I stumbled upon the opportunity, I knew that that was the alignment that I needed.
That's really great to hear that due to this disruption of COVID, you got a chance to breathe, assess, realign while also caring for your family, which is paramount,
Yeah,
and then do a job training program that assisted you with preparing to re enter the workforce and then finding a wonderful opportunity like Perscolas. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Perscolas is a really great organization that I'm familiar with as well. It is headquartered and started here in New York City. Yay! All right, you know I'm a
all right,
Brooklyn
New
baby.
York.
Okay, I'm gonna take it down. I'm
All
gonna
right,
take
New
it.
York. I see
You
you.
already know. You already know. And it's a really fabulous organization, and they have been providing tuition-free IT courses for 25 plus years. Did you hear what I said? Tuition free IT courses for 25 plus years, where you could learn a variety of different skills to allow you to not only bridge the digital divide, but be a really impactful member of the tech community. They've been doing this before there was the framework for DEIB or diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. They have been making sure to not only train and provide resources for diverse candidates, but also getting them hired at a range of really amazing and thoughtful businesses, enterprises, and organizations so that they could be a part of that culture and enter tech and stay in tech, grow in tech, and help transform their lives and the lives of others that are coming through that pipeline. So, Patrick, I really thank you so very much for giving us that bit of a timeline and getting us there. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit more about where you were prior to starting your own business because you mentioned going back into the corporate world from being an entrepreneur, and that happens where people leave the corporate world and choose entrepreneurship, and they also choose entrepreneurship and come back. So, because you're my colleague and a friend, I know that you had a robust corporate career prior for like 15 plus years. So, talk to us about that. Where were you and what were you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So since I last stint at the university, when I was in academia for a little bit, I got the opportunity to join retail management. And in retail management, I focused mostly in eye care and
Mm,
joining one of the
glasses
leaders.
gang.
Yes, joining one of the leaders in the industry in eyewear and talk about fashion and also meeting your eye needs. So if you can't see, you cannot really produce. So
And
being in
perform.
an
That's right.
industry, yeah, and being in an industry was great. I was thriving, I was doing well, and I really already there. I was kind of like had a calling for uh, bringing people in an industry, bringing people into recruiting people into that industry. So I was able to do a few things, such as helping the organization bring in a great talent. And from that opportunity, I transitioned to B2B world. That was totally new to me. And
Pardon
And
me, Patrick. For those in the audience that need a little bit of clarification, B2B, business to business. So that's what he's talking about his transition. Continue. My
yeah,
apologies.
so I went to retail management to business, where I've learned a lot into the West industry. Um, and and from there, I came back to the eyewear again. So and feeling like it was a full circle, you know.
Hmm.
And and at that moment, I felt like I needed to spend a little bit more time with my family. So and I
Understood.
stepped down from a great opportunity to focus on my family and became an entrepreneur. And I was in a financial coaching industry, and then COVID hit. So that was kind of like the timeline. That's where I was and into that transition. When COVID hit, things changed,
Hmm.
and adjustment was needed, and I knew that I needed to make a change. That is where hiring a hero came about. So the upscaling part, the rescaling,
Hmm.
and now I'm able to, because I benefited from that. I'm now
Hmm.
able to enter a new world where I'm part of an organization actually doing that in IT. So it was just well fitted.
Thank you so much. That gives us a really clear timeline and shows your transition in life. But not only that, from your transition to being a learner and now being in a space where you're supporting other learners. So you mentioned full circle, and it sounds full circle to me. So I also want to get into how we reconnected through the power of LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Oh, my heart got
I
messed
know
up.
how much you
LinkedIn.
love LinkedIn.
Every single live stream, love you, LinkedIn. So, about a year and a half ago, I was on LinkedIn like I normally am, and I posted about an opportunity with a tech sales boot camp. So I was posting about the opportunity, and Patrick replied, or he commented on the post, and we reconnected because he was interested in the opportunity and wanted to speak to me about how it went for me and the like. So it was something as simple as that post, that LinkedIn post that connected us. And that's one of the reasons he's here today, because he's a part of the community that is helping to assist people in their transformation by upskilling and reskilling. And he's been through it like I have. So we have one-to-one experience that we want to share with everyone. And I'm happy that he's here today. So moving on, I'd also like to speak to you about Per Scholas. Like Per Scholas, as I mentioned, is a really fantastic organization. And I just want to let more people know that there are tons of courses and curriculum that you can do. Once again, tuition free IT training. And some of them are AWS Restart or Amazon Web Services. And this program is to help people become entry level cloud operations associates and get an entry level cloud role. And cloud operations and technology is very important for the world that we live in. Not only that, they have programs in cybersecurity, data engineering, desktop support. Really name it, they got it. Full stack Java developer and the like. So I want to get into your role at Per Scholas. I do know that you are on the IT or software sales side of the organization, but are there any of the training programs that you regularly interact with? And if so, what are they and what can you share with us? We don't need the secret sauce. We understand.
Well, first of all, I'm Per Scholas is a world class IT organization. We do focus on training, and we've been doing this for about 20, 25, 26 years now. And we helping um, people coming to basically breaking, shutting the doors and to the IT world in learning how to have a career into in a world that's in the past could have been difficult to access. Now
Hmm.
we are totally opening the doors for that. And we are helping people with a career development and also job placement.
Hmm.
And we've done that for thousands of diverse participants, and we do that every year. We connect them with forward-thinking firms who value the advantages of building diversified tech workforce. We now have about 22 national locations, and we are growing. We are doing it remotely. We're doing it also in person, and we are allowing participation in our program for learners all across the country. And what I can tell you about Per Scholar is we are a step ahead because we do it live, meaning that it's now recorded. Uh, our instructors have amazing pedagogy. They are very knowledgeable in the industry. And we also have the people that go through our programs have a great chance of landing jobs. And I'm talking about thriving wages and thriving careers. And we do this every day. And it's just an impactful organization to be part of. And I'm glad I'm part of it. My contribution comes to the fact that I help organization and I help them. I help enterprises by providing solutions to them. I literally help them by matching them with our graduates.
Mhm.
So some of the programs that we really see success at, uh, mainframe, although we see success in across everything that we do because we do it well, right? But
Yes.
mainframe is definitely big. I just helped a few banks land dozens of our graduates, and that's big data. I also helped recently an organization in New York get a dozen of our graduates in cybersecurity,
Mhm.
and you name it, whatever you want, we could customize that as an enterprise. Whatever you have on your job description, if you cannot find it, we could build it. So that's what makes Per Scholas a step ahead, and and we do what we do and we do it well. You know.
Well, like you said, Per Scholas is a world class organization, and I have seen it grow. So, something that I've never actually revealed here in Talking Tech with Ty is that I actually was very interested in applying for a Per Scholas um, course at the very beginning of the pandemic back in 2020. I had recently lost my job, like millions of Americans and millions of people all over the world at the very start and sudden impact of COVID or coronavirus. And I was looking for a change myself. I was thinking, I'm a software engineer. I'm not working as a software engineer, but I do like cloud. I'm very much interested in using my skills and was interested in upskilling. And because I've known about Priscolas for many years, I went to the website, and what piqued my interest was the AWS Restart program. And I was like, oh, cloud operations, that's me. That's got my name all over it. So I think that I had just missed a cohort that was getting ready to start. So I went ahead and took down the application timeline and put it in my calendar because I don't like to miss stuff. So I always set up alerts. And from there, it was on my radar, but I wound up applying for and getting accepted to another program in tech sales that I've mentioned previously. But, that Per Scholas and, all of its tuition free offerings was one of the first places I went because I know about the organization and all of the good that they've been doing for 25 plus years and its impact. So, I just want to let people know my personal story with that. And I do thank you so very much for sharing how you have been impactful in your community as well as a contributor at Perscolas. So, is I just want people to know that if you're interested in applying for any of the programs at Perscolas, I'm placing the information here. You can get free tech skills training. Once again, free
Absolutely.
99,
Mhm.
tuition free by going to perscolas.org. And they have a multitude of programs and respective disciplines in IT skills. And not only is it on site in various locations around the nation, but they have a national remote training program. And as Patrick said, it's live. live instruction. It's not canned. It's
Mhm.
not, you have to go and learn at your pace and stuff like that. And that works with some people. But some people, especially when you're reskilling and you're upskilling, you need that actionable training, and you need it to be live. So you can go to perscholas.org to find out more. Now, for those of you in the audience that may be able or may be interested in connecting with Patrick and pairing your organization with Per Scholas to help find, source, and vet really diverse candidates that are highly qualified, how can people reach you, Patrick?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn, Patrick Kazadi, LinkedIn, and I don't also mind sharing my email. So pkazadi at perscholas.org. You could contact me directly, and I would do a great job finding great graduates from our programs and matching you with them. Or we could also design a curriculum, and really just customize a program for for you, especially if you're struggling in certain areas of IT in finding great talent. We can help you with that. You have my information. Reach out to me anytime, and I'll help you with that process.
Well, Patrick, thank you so very much for being here today and sharing all that you have on the community series of Talking Tech with Ty. Thank you, everyone who's shown up for today's segment, and hope you have a great Wednesday. Bye bye.